Roland Willits, Old Men's Stories. Here with Caroll and Byrdia Spidahl.
Hello everyone, Old Men's Stories. And this is only the third time we started, but we're doing great. Okay, we have Byrdia, and everyone says Birdie and she's mad. And then we have Caroll, who has got only one R, and I had that corrected, and it's Caroll. Okay, how do you spell your last name?
Spidahl.
Spidahl. Wow.
Norwegian.
It's Norwegian.
Yeah.
Where are you from?
Gulls Lake,
Gulls Lake, North Dakota. That's up by
Devil's
Devil's
Lake.
Lake, right?
Devil's
Devil's
Lake,
Lake.
North
Yeah,
Dakota.
Devil's Lake.
That's
It's up-
where we're from.
Okay.
Not Devil's Lake.
Okay. Did I say Gulls Lake? No, you said Gulls Lake.
No, you
No.
didn't.
I said Gulls Lake?
Yeah.
Oh.
Devil's Lake.
Jeez.
Devil.
I know Devil's Lake. I have friends that go up there with their four-wheelers, and they got these canyons and stuff they drive around up by Devil's Lake. They're up in Pemina?
Pembina.
Pemina.
Gorge.
Yes, Pemina and the Pemina Gorge, yes. And
That's north and east
yes,
of us.
the Braytons, our Brayton family, fiddle around up there. And we get family. See, we have our family, then we got her family, we got my family, and then we've got my family from my ex and her family from her ex, and then we've got my adopted family and her adopted family and our adopted family.
Ooh.
We cover the world. Whoa, how about you? How many kids you have?
3.
Where are they at?
One is in Warren, Minnesota, the youngest one. The second oldest is in Webster, North Dakota. And the girl is the oldest, and she's in Stevens Point, Wisconsin.
Stevens Point, Wisconsin. Okay. So you have kids all over the universe.
Well,
Northern
not
universe,
really,
that is.
yeah.
North Central universe. North
Yeah.
Central United States universe.
Yeah.
Okay.
3 different states.
That's right. Do they have kids?
Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
Cool. Do their kids have kids?
Some of
Some of them. So you got great-grandkids.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
yeah.
think we have 10, isn't it?
10?
10 grandkids. There's 3.
Um,
4 great grandkids. We,
6.
we just had another one in Chicago.
We've got 6.
I laugh because Carrie and I do the same thing. Oh, yeah, well.
We're 6. And it's Terry and Jesse. Oh, we've got 8. We've got Terry and Jesse and Pam. That's 6. Who else? I don't know. I think that's it. 6.
Well, Birdie and Caroll, I see you both have the little name tags.
Yeah, that's for the park.
That's what do you do? What is that? What is that for in the park? Or you just wear them because you're members of the park?
Well, the
They
park-
want everybody in the park to wear one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that
Usually
way
when they
people-
come in, they get a name tag.
Well, I'm just here a couple of weeks. They probably don't want to spend the money on me. There you go. You're just here a couple of weeks. You know, getting.
Oh.
Yeah, but I get free electricity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I know.
that means a lot.
Yeah, you bet
that
that means
helps.
a lot.
That means a lot. You know, we were down in Florida. We got this spot at Roland and Marianne Martin. You know with all Roland Martin sports stuff, and it costs $320 a month.
Ooh.
I says that's your utility bill. I got a free air conditioning for a month. Wow, that's cool.
Yeah. Well, it better be warm, huh?
Well-
We need electricity, so
Well, that's
So you
pretty
get some
cheap.
heat.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
why you need air conditioning. The air conditioning costs a fortune more
Yeah,
than
it
more than
does.
the heat.
Yeah.
So you met Ron Rud, one of our master storytellers and master singers.
Yeah.
You heard he plays over here all the time.
He comes faithfully. That's wonderful. Yeah.
He's a good guy.
We got a lot of people that come here that have been coming. Well, since I took over 10 years ago, I think it is now. Then the same people keep coming back, so that's great.
That is absolutely wonderful.
And we get new ones every once in a while, and we get, it fluctuates, but the main ones stick by it.
That's super. And your history, you worked as a mechanic for your whole life, didn't you? From the time you were this big, you were fixing cars. You had a heart. You could walk under the car. You were so small, huh?
And the 2 years I was in service, I was a mechanic there too.
Wow.
Well, you were at home too, basically. You started at home.
Yeah, that's nice.
Started when I was young enough, so I could just start to do it.
Yeah, and your dad didn't bother him a bit, did he? You fix the combine and the tractors. Were you a farmer? Are you from a farm?
Oh yeah.
See, I picked it out right here. Lucky, all lucky.
We're both from farms.
Oh, cool. And you're up by the Devil's Lake area, right?
Well, I grew up around Starkweather, North Dakota.
Oh,
It's just 27 miles south. What is it? North of Devil's Lake.
Okay.
On a farm. And I was second oldest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Then I went to school in a country school for 8 years. And then we went to Starkweather to high school.
Starkweather. Okay. Did you meet in high school?
No.
No.
No. We just met after he was out of the service.
Okay.
We met in the cafe where I worked.
Oh.
When I was in high school.
In
Starkweather.
Okay. And you were in high school at the time?
Well, I think it was my senior year.
I knew the family because they'd go by on the highway to school when I was on the field driving the tractors.
When I remember they would escort you with guns. Your dad would come over with a shotgun to go on the first date. Is that the way it happened?
No.
Maybe my mom was just pulling my leg.
No,
My mom was from up in the Crookston area.
Oh. No, I was in town the whole time.
Oh, okay, I'm just joking, but
Yeah.
that's Minnesota
my
humor.
dad didn't even know.
Yep.
I was, like I say, I graduated that year, and we had just started basically going together.
Wow. And then you worked in the county, right?
I worked for Ramsey County.
Ramsey County? Ramsey County is St. Paul.
No, there is a Ramsey County in
But this is
St.
Ramsey
Paul.
County. This is Ramsey
North
County,
Dakota.
North Dakota. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ramsey County, North Dakota.
She was the county auditor
I
there
was.
for 27 years.
I worked 41 years altogether.
Whoa.
And the first years I was, worked there, and then I became deputy, and then I became auditor. And then I worked that many more years, so it made 41 altogether.
Wow. Did you have any exciting
27
thing
years.
where people didn't want to pay the taxes and you had to go in, with a SWAT people?
Yeah, people were on their honor list. You just, they
I'm
pay
just
their
joking.
taxes. I know.
I'm from that area, and you normally don't have that.
No, well, there's a recourse if they don't, but it's not a good one. But
Yeah.
they have to pay their taxes if they want
They
to
have
keep
to
their
pay their
property.
taxes. It's like you really don't own property, do you? The government owns the property, and they let you use it if you pay them the rent.
Yeah.
And the rent they call taxes.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I got that
And
about
none
it.
of us really own it.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, you don't pay your taxes. You don't pay your rent. That's rent. You don't own the land.
Right.
So-
Right.
So at least they haven't got so outlandish that most of us can't afford it. So it's really cool.
Yeah. It's getting harder.
But they make it rougher
It's
every
getting
year.
harder. Everything's going high.
Yep. And in doing that, do you have any exciting stories? Like micro stories, like having, I mean, you hear about stuff out there where they have shootings.
No.
No.
No, we never had anything like that.
Oh, you didn't have that? You didn't hear all that kind of good deal stuff?
I'm sure there were things going on that we didn't know about.
You have accidents, more accidents here. You get a lot of farmers.
A lot of farmers. It was a good farming community, where I lived when I grew up and where I lived in Starkweather, and even when we moved to Devil's Lake. I mean, there's just a lot of good people around there.
Isn't there?
A lot of good people.
I always try to get the juicy stuff. But the thing is, I always seem to interview people that I love and don't have much juicy stuff. And it's cool because it shows really what our country is.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful, wonderful place with wonderful people. It's just absolutely gorgeous, and I hear people just like you say, we don't have that kind of stuff.
I don't ever remember having problems with any of the people that came in with a question or wanted some help with something, taxes and whatnot. They were all very nice. I never had any problems.
Oh, that is absolutely special and wonderful. And did you have the same office, or did they build a new building around you sometime?
Actually, when I started in the memorial building, which was built, I don't know when back.
Was it one of those cool old brick ones?
So no, was it brick? Yeah. And then I
built after the Second World War.
Oh, okay, so it's pretty new.
I started in June, I think it was, September. And then we moved, in October we moved to the new building. They were actually building it when I started working.
Oh, okay.
And so we worked in that area until it opened up in October. And then I moved in there into a brand new building.
Okay, is one of those towns with the town square in the middle? And you say they had to sort of drive around the big central building.
It used to be all shopping center in the middle, with the courthouse and all that.
Right.
Well,
the last few years are starting.
Yeah,
on the outside.
Yeah, everyone's heading towards the suburbs.
Yeah, the courthouse, the jail was actually a house. The sheriff lived in the house behind the courthouse.
Oh, wow.
And his wife delivered all the meals to the prisoners in the jail that was right next to the house.
Wow.
I don't know whether they were together. She had a window.
Sort of living
that she
jail.
put it through.
Wow.
And that was right behind the courthouse. And then they tore that down and they built a new law enforcement center on the other side of town. And then the city offices are right kitty corner across the street from us.
Oh, okay.
And the Masonic Temple was right in there. So we had kind of a square there. Yeah.
All the municipal buildings are in the same area.
Not anymore. They were. Yeah.
Okay, they spread you out.
Yeah, but the courthouse is still there, and the city offices are still there. But the sheriff's office, the house is now a museum, and the law enforcement center is where all that takes place now.
Wow.
And I don't know, law enforcement anyhow.
Is your new building out of brick?
Mm-hmm.
What color?
Well, it's blue-green kind of.
Blue-green brick? Wow.
No, it's painted on top, isn't it?
Did they paint the
It's painted, but
brick?
there's some brick. No, they didn't paint the brick.
Oh, okay.
But there's panels that are colored in kind of a bluish green. Well, it's not this dark. And then there's brick.
Sort of a more modern.
It's very modern looking, yeah. It's glass doors and all that.
Even glass doors?
Now they've had to put in safety stuff, because how the world's changing.
Oh, you mean security?
Security, yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, you got a lot of tornadoes. You have tornadoes up there, don't you? Or
We
are
do.
we getting a little north of it?
We do, but nothing
we
severe.
get once in a while,
Yeah.
but not too often.
We're pretty lucky. We get storms. But we've never had anything.
Well, Devil's Lake up there is a reservoir, right?
Oh, that's a big lake.
It's not a natural lake, though, right?
Yeah.
I thought it was.
Been there for beginning
100
of
years or
time
more.
as far as
Oh, I always thought it was a reservoir
I know.
that they built. Oh, so Devil's Lake is sort of like Lake of the Woods. It was there
Been there.
forever.
Been there forever.
It came with the glacier.
I suppose.
Yeah,
Yes,
wow.
Ben, you used to come across there, right?
Are you fisher people?
Used to be.
I'm not so much.
Now I'm retired. I don't have time to do it.
Oh,
I've been fishing, but I'm not a fishing person.
oh, okay.
I used to ice fish, summer fish.
He loves to fish.
Oh, okay. How about hunting? You do any pheasant hunting?
Used to.
Oh, okay, it's a Eustace thing.
Yeah.
I'm sort of that way now too. It's like I'm just getting about that age where, oh, am I gonna go pheasant hunting this year? Or I still go shooting crap with the boys and Pelican River Gun Club. But it's like, you want to go pheasant hunting? Not unless old Eldon Thompson opens a preserve again and he puts them out in the field.
Yeah.
If he puts the pheasants out in the field, I'll go hunting them.
The older we get, the less we can do all that walking and all that stuff.
Unless
you know.
they hand put them for us, you know.
Yeah.
I'll walk out there with the dogs. The dogs and I walk a couple, aisles in there, and then they can scare up a pheasant. And I'll shoot it or at it, and then that's good hunting. That's good hunting. And you go deer hunting. They give you this big long thing, and they set you up on this pedestal.
Yeah.
And
Tree stand.
yeah, and well, I had a tree. I had more of a tree house. It was one of those stands where two people can sit, and they had a base thing out in front, and I'd go up there. I'd sort of get myself attached so I wouldn't fall over if I fell asleep, and then I would sit and I had my bow and arrow, and I'd sit there and then I would come back and I would tell stories to Terry about watching the spiders make webs.
Yeah.
You know that.
Oh, yeah. I've seen that.
I have too,
The hunter's story.
but I don't know that.
Saw a lot more spiders making webs than we saw game.
When you live in a farm, you see plenty of spiders.
There are lots of spiders on the farm. And were you farmers during the same time, or were you just in the city? In the town, it wasn't a city, more a town. It was a town, right? Yeah, small town, so you knew everyone. Did you have a good time? This wasn't that hard, was it?
No.
It totally wasn't painful.
No, it wasn't bad at all.
Yeah, it's like this is fun stuff. And Old Man Stories is about people telling their life stories, but I have it set so it's in little vignettes, little stories. See, our life isn't just a story. Our life are a whole group of little stories all tied together. So I'm setting it up so that people can go in and if they do the little stories, I have 208 of them, and each one has a subject. Like on Monday, we had, what was Monday? Was that 2 days ago? One day?
Yesterday.
I was on,
so bad.
It was on annoyances. See, don't feel so bad. It was on annoyances. One of my annoyances. Remember what day it is?
Sometimes hard to remember.
Yeah, we were going through it and having little things like, and I'm sure you had this, kids in the back seat of the car.
Oh, yeah. We never forgot them back there like some people do nowadays.
That's right. You didn't leave them there. Went in the shopping center. Left them there with the dog.
Yeah, the heat.
Yep. The heat. Yep.
Sad.
Well, you got to get. They did it. They used to do it then, but they didn't have as good a news. They weren't right there every time something bad happens. They didn't sit and record it. You probably, the local sheriff might have found out about it, and that's as far as it went. Now it gets on world news in 2 seconds, maybe 2.3 and a half seconds. But
something happens in
yeah.
New York and we hear,
yeah, and all of a sudden,
Less than 5
all of a
minutes.
sudden, we're supposed to think it happens everywhere.
yeah,
But you sit and tell me the truth, and the truth is, our place and where we grew up, and even now, it's a gentle place. You have little things happen through life, but 99.99% of the time, it's peaceful and loving, and everyone cares for each other. And that's what America is, and that's what Canada is.
Right.
And a lot of the other countries that I visit are like that, and that is something for us to cherish, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
yeah, at home there ain't that much going on. It's a pretty tame country.
Yep. Yeah. Well,
But that's nice.
it was tame.
Yeah.
It was tame. It was not that way. I know when my great grandparents, my grandparents were up there.
They lived a tough life back then.
They
A lot
did.
of them.
That's
Because
right.
They had to tape everything.
Yep.
And get things moving.
Yep. I remember my mom saying I knew how cold it was in the house because of how blue the nails through the roof turned.
Well, we don't have winters up there anymore like we used to. We used to have a lot of snow when I was a kid.
Well, is that what they did?
lot
It's
of
that way
snow.
this year.
Yeah, it's that were this year, but it hasn't been for a
while.
long
Yeah.
time.
Yeah,
But
but when
we
I
used
was
to
a kid,
have
we
fun.
used to have snowstorms that lasted 3 days.
Yes.
Start 3 days of the storm. You still had to get out and get the chores done.
That's right.
Get the cattle fed and everything else,
We used to build big, the banks, the snow banks were so big that you could build a place to crawl in.
Right, you build
and
an
the
igloo.
kids-
Yeah.
And you could almost touch the top of the trees because between the trees, the snow would come way up. Yeah, so it isn't like that right now. No, this winter, they have
This
lots
year, I
of
think
snow.
it's back there.
They're getting tougher winter this year.
Yeah,
Good.
but it hasn't been that way for
Quite some time, yeah. And you don't know which you like best. So,
I like this best.
yeah, I like it here best. I like it. They can have it up there, but I like it here best.
I feel for
Winter
the ones that have to live
and
through,
go to
through
school
that
and everything
cold
up there. Yep.
this winter,
And sit there
And
wait
it's
for
been
the
bad
school bus
lately.
in the mornings. Yep.
and everything's going up in price, to heat.
Yep.
To heat places to live.
And North Dakota has this huge extra abundance of natural gas,
That they're
and they
burning
don't,
off.
and they're burning off.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's a
and
shame.
they haven't got the piping
What
to
a
heat
shame.
everyone up there. Well, life always happens that way when
And
you look at stuff. You say, if they'd only built it last year, we could have
Yeah.
got cheap gas. Well,
Now they should have built a line for all that
yep.
gas. And it's got a pipe sticking out of the ground with a big flame up there burning.
That's right. That's right.
And now the people up there
Oh.
paying way over
Yep,
$4
yep,
a gallon.
Yep, and they should have it going. Well, we're going to end, and what we're going to say is Byrdia Spidahl.
Spidahl.
I did pronounce it correct. Byrdia Spidahl. Did I get the Norwegian? Spidahl.
You did.
And Caroll Spidahl. You say that. You say all men stories. That's what you say. You say that to the cameras.
No.
Don't say Caroll. You say Byrdia, and you say Caroll Spidahl, all men stories, and you say it right to the camera. Just look at the camera and say that.
Byrdia and Caroll Spidahl for Old Men Stories.
Caroll Spidahl with Old Man Stories.
Roland Willits, Old Men Stories, and thank you all for joining us.
Old Men Stories, one more day on the Arizona desert.